Hey y'all, Angie Perry with Macavity Arms. Today we're going to take another look at the MA2 in 25 caliber, but it's going to be a little different than last time. This time it's about field tuning. Okay, so first up, let's talk about what we're going to need in order to tune your air rifle. Most importantly, you're going to need an air rifle like the MA2 from Macavity Arms and the manual. Make sure you learn your PCP by reading the manual, checking out all the parts, making sure everything is supposed to be there that is there. It even gives the muzzle velocity for the different calibers, what it actually comes factory. So factory for the 177 using the JSB 844s is 890. Factory for the 22 using the JSB 1813s is 870. Factory for the 25 using the 2539s is 890. And then the 30 cal using the JSB 4475s is 880. So that's what it comes factory set. Starting on page 13 is the advanced adjustment techniques. You can adjust the trigger, you can adjust the hammer spring, and it also shows you how to remove jammed pellets, the maintenance. Yes, so make sure you check out the manual before doing anything with your PCP. Next up, you're going to need lots of pellets. I actually started the test with the JSB 2539s. That's what I did the full test with, the full tune with JSB 25s. You're going to need Allen screws and needle nose, long nose pliers. And magazines are always helpful too before you get started. So why do we tune an air rifle? There are multiple reasons, but before tuning an air rifle, if you're one that just likes to tinker, I would suggest before you tinker, before you adjust anything, shoot it first. See if you're happy with the accuracy, if you're happy with the velocity. If you are, if it's performing well enough for you, accuracy, energy, leave it alone. If it's broke, fix it. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Leave it alone. But if it's not performing up to par, what you would like it to, or maybe there's a pellet you prefer it to shoot and it's not shooting well as is, that's when you start tuning. So why do we tune? More power, pellet or slug preference, higher shot count. Really? You can tune it for higher shot count and lower. Either one. So there are a ton of variables when it comes to tuning an air rifle. That is why we have a chronograph and we check the accuracy. Because, look up the amount of pellets there are out there to choose from. How do you know what pellet your air rifle is going to shoot the best? Well, thank God for YouTube, right? Because you can get on YouTube and you can check out other people's videos. They do ammo tests and stuff. I do ammo tests to show you guys, narrow the choices down for you a little bit. Tuning really is a science. There's a lot of numbers involved, a lot of the different weighted grain pellets. There are different velocities that different air guns perform best at. There are so many different variables. You have to be patient, willing to back the hammer spring out, tighten it back in, and just go back and forth a little bit, making fine adjustments, not to go too far one way or too far another way. It is a precise, time-consuming, scientific experiment, really. It really is an experiment every time you tune your gun, because you don't really know exactly where you're going to wind up. The gun does. The pellets do. But we don't. Before making any adjustments at all, I did a factory test with the 25-4s, and I was getting about 900 feet per second. So they say the preferred pellet velocity in most air rifles is between 880 and 920. So I've heard different from different people, but that is I looked it up just to see what most people say. And they say 880 to 920, some are more like 850 to 940. So there's different ranges that people prefer. But this one out of the box was at about 900 feet per second. So I shot it a little bit and I decided maybe it needs more power. So I jacked up the hammer spring a little bit, and I was getting an average of 929 feet per second. And this was with a 25.4 JSB, just regular pellets. I was getting 929 feet per second and 40 shots per fill. So my question was, with the 40 shots per fill, if I back the hammer spring out, will it increase my shot count? I figured let's see if it really does. So I backed the hammer spring out and did another test with the same exact pellets. And this time, the average feet per second with this one was 870. That's with the hammer spring backed out quite a bit. Not all the way, but quite a bit, because you don't want to go too far with it. So I backed it out 870 feet per second for an average, and yes, 60 shots per fill. So it did increase the shot count by 20 shots. And the accuracy, if you notice the very first 40 shot group, we got some flyers, and that's because the velocity, the air it's too much. It's pushing it too fast for the pellets to be stable. So slowed it down some, the 870 average, and definitely got a better group and 20 more shots. So we don't have as many flyers in that group. But we're not done yet, because we're not going to leave it there. Next up, I wanted to get it up higher into maybe the 880s to see. That's where a lot of people like their pellets. So I did a quarter turn each time. Quarter turn, tested it. A quarter turn, tested it. Started out upper 860s, almost 870. I turned it a quarter turn, and I wound up into the mid 70s, low to mid 70s. I turned it again, and I got 882 with one 891, and the rest of them 882. So I went ahead and I stuck with that setting, put the stock back on, and wanted to test it again to see what the shot count difference was going to be, what the accuracy was going to be, and the average velocity. So the average velocity with the new adjustment was 884 feet per second. I got 50 shots per fill instead of the 60 or the 40. So I got 50 shots per fill. And I'd say the accuracy wasn't much different from the 870 feet per second setting. Maybe about the same, but I got 10 more shots and a little bit more energy. We're not done though. That was some tests that I ran with one pellet. Like I said, there are a ton, a plethora of infinity variables when tuning an air gun. And the 3 different pellets that I tested at this hammer spring setting are, of course, I did a 5-shot string with the JSB 25.4s, actually 25.39s, but I'm rounding up, so I learned that in school. So 25.4s, and the accuracy was not bad, kind of did like a little straight line. But then I tried with the GTOs. These are the lightest. I wanted to go from one extreme to the other. So these are 16.5 grain alloy pellets, lead-free. How do you think they did? They flew. Average of 1,055 feet per second. Oh yeah. Phew. But the accuracy wasn't terrible. This is at 50 yards, if I didn't say that already. This is at 50 yards. The accuracy was not terrible, but it definitely wasn't hole in hole. So I'm thinking that if I were to adjust it for those pellets, I could probably make this gun shoot those beautifully, because those are great pellets and this is a great gun. That's not all I did though. We went from mid-range to light. Now we're going to go to the heavier side with the JSB 3395 Mark IIs to see how they shoot at this exact setting. Now I know you guys are like, well, of course they're going to fly a lot slower, and they did. So the JSB 3395 Mark IIs, the average velocity was 768 feet per second, but look at that group. The best group so far. Absolutely best group so far. So I told you, it's a scientific experiment. You've got to just keep going until you find what works. So you need lots of time, lots of patience, a chronograph, lots of ammo, lots of air, a PCP, the Macavity Arms MA2, Allen wrenches, needle nose pliers to make your adjustments. Read the manual, read the manual, read the manual, and get to work, guys. But don't forget, shoot it straight out the box first. If you're happy with it, then leave it. Just leave it. I have not settled on a final tune for this one yet because my next video is going to be getting ready for a hunt. I'm going to need maximum energy, not too concerned about shot count, but maximum energy definitely, and perfect accuracy. Definitely what's going to be needed for a hunt. So next video coming soon. That was how to tune, if you need to tune, your Macavity Arms MA2 with Angie Perry. Thank you guys so much for watching. Y'all don't just have a good day. Have an awesome one. See ya.